There we go. I see what happened. When when everything else screwed up, so did that. All right, you should be able to hear
Dangle
us now.
clacks.
Dangle clacks, yay! No, it reset went off on my phone. I think I forgot to hit a
Yeah.
button. Ah, so yeah. Hello, everybody again for the first time. Now, this is coming to be summer, springtime. It's a good time to start looking forward, preparing us here for our not normal. Because last year we got sideswiped, weren't ready for it. We were expecting to be able to do what we consider normal, and it was completely different. This year, maybe there's a few things we might be able to do a little different to prepare for a better year, a better start to the year, and plan ahead for a better summer. For things. And as I said before, John, how was your week again?
It was good. It was good. All the snow melted away. We're getting into spring. All good here.
Yep. Something about the thumbnail too. I mean, you said that you couldn't find a good spring thaw one.
Yeah, I couldn't find. I was going to call it the Thursday thaw, but I couldn't find a good there was a couple melty snowmen, but yeah, it's so I went. I went with
It
with
looks
this
a
one.
little fallish, but yet at the same time, it kind of hits the February in the heart and the
Right.
Valentine's. I,
So
I liked it. It was nice.
thank you.
Yeah. Uh, that said, there are things we can do, but and just quickly, well wishes, hearts, prayers, all of that good vibe stuff go to Nick Garrity. Um,
Yeah,
if anybody hasn't been watching Angela Garrity's posts and stuff lately, he's been in the hospital and dealing with COVID, and it's been pretty bad. So, I
yeah.
mean,
He now,
the family got hit hard actually.
yeah, he now has COVID pneumonia and pneumonia. So he has double pneumonias right now, which is horrible. So yeah, please keep them in your prayers and your thoughts.
And also, shout out to I haven't seen him in chat yet, so Jangles, shout out to him. He was on
Yeah.
last week for a little while with me when I was on with Ozer, and yeah, he's dealing with a lot. It's tough. It really is. And a lot of us have been kind of sidetracked, like clearing snow. Like I
Yeah.
was saying before, today the bucket truck came down, the big bucket, and he moved all the snow, thankfully, from the end of my driveway where they like to push it in because I'm at a corner,
Mm-hmm.
and took it all and moved to the other side of the road onto my other property. But it's okay. I don't mind it being over there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it's,
Well,
yeah.
the good news in looking at the statistics from the CDC is that we hit a big peak right around October, and ever since then it's been going down. So we're getting less and less cases, which is awesome. I hope it keeps to that trend.
Yep.
Um, if you want to know what the real skinny is without having to go to the news, you can go to cdc.gov and get the real time stats so you see how everything's going. But my mom got her 2 shots. She got the shot, then the booster shot. So they're starting to get them out. Um, Everybody just be patient. And we'll see how.
Yep. I know Texas Mama was getting hers today too. Her
Yeah,
and Caitlin were. So hopefully this works out well for everybody and it helps clear it up a little bit and make people that need it to be safer, need to stay safer, and are more lack immunities and such like that, have immune compromisation. They get this and it helps a lot because we need something.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. My advice would be for people that are looking at what do I do after I get the shot and stuff. Educate yourself. Don't rely on the media. See what the latest science has to say on it.
I've talked to
Um,
people who have had the shot. Fresh 03 has been a really good. He's been good and forward about what he's went through. It hasn't been all sunshine and you know
yeah,
blossoms. It's been a little bit
yeah,
rough here and there with it. So it's not exactly the greatest feeling in the world getting a shot for most people. But
right.
make your decisions according to that. Hey
Yeah.
Jake, so who do
Hey,
we got in here tonight? I don't think we have many tonight, but I mean it is a Thursday, pre-vlog day.
questions that have been plaguing my mind lately is did Jake go with double 18650s or single 21700?
Hard to say.
But I bet he'll let us know.
But I bet he's using a really awesome like custom mod that's just looks
Yeah,
beautiful. Yeah, I guarantee
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
He was at a design impasse. He was trying to figure out whether to do 21700 or dual 18650. So
yeah. You know, you gotta. I know he likes to rock that Green Lantern, but he needs to start rocking
Yep.
a Captain America because that's more
Oh,
like in long terms of an
yeah.
for this show. You should always rock that one. Yeah, go ahead.
Asked and answered. He said single. He went with a single 21-700. Yeah,
Yep.
can't go wrong with that.
Nope, you can't. The one he made for his wife was beautiful too. So, I mean, that's awesome when you have that kind of
Sure,
So, I mean, that's awesome when you have that kind of
sure.
creativity and talent.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. Like that's another thing for someone like Jake this summer. What are you gonna do? You got some plans for coming up in spring summer for maybe changing it up? I don't know if where your workshop is, if it's easier or harder or the same for working on like the resins, because I imagine you're probably not pouring resin. I don't know. Does resin have fumes? I have no idea. No. Oh, okay.
It'll have an odor to it probably, but it's not going to have like fumes like paint fumes. So.
I didn't know if you could pour it in your house or if it had to be like someplace that has good ventilation. I don't know. I need to know, but one thing I'd recommend if anyone's doing a garden, start planning now. Try to plan for the things that are harder to get or are more expensive in the summertime, or things you just prefer fresh that you can't always get, especially this year. Remember, we're going to be affected by whatever happened in Texas. The crops are going to be, we're going to have some issues with some of the crops. There's a lot of meats that come out of that Texas as well, and I kind of wonder about like chicken farms and such like that because they're not really prepared for
Well,
that kind of cold, so they might have had some issues there too.
yeah. Well, here's the thing is that everything will be more expensive. It just kind of knowing farm life, what'll happen is if there's not enough, if it killed off whatever grass or they were eating, they'll have to go to hay. They'll be feeding on hay or sweet grass or just feed, and it'll make everything a little bit more expensive coming up. So
Okay, so he says it has to be a certain temp to cure, so that's why you'd have to, if you did have
yeah,
a garage or a shed, you'd have to have it warmer.
yeah,
So with that said, I mean, you can start probably pre-planning for the spring when it gets a little warmer to start working with these resins again. So it's something that I'm sure you're probably already doing, knowing Jake because he's pretty proactive. So
yeah. I wish we were closer. I'd love to work on a project with him. I found a jig for using a chainsaw to cross cut logs, old logs.
yep.
And so you could make some like coffee tables or dining room tables and fill it in with a little resin. That's a big thing right now. But
Yeah, I've been looking into getting a portable sawmill for the house because I have 12 acres of wooded land, and I've ran it before. I ran portable sawmills before, so it wouldn't be something new. And then I could, yeah, I'm thinking my first big project there is going to be building myself a proper maple syrup shed.
oh, nice, nice, nice. Big G's in the house. Hey, Big G, it's good to
Hey,
see you.
Big G. I am apologize. I overslept for your show the other day, so I didn't catch it live, Big G. Oh, wait a minute. No,
And
he didn't. Did he go live? Did he go live the other day? Okay, because I know a
and
couple
he
people
and he
canceled.
was on. He was there too.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah. So
I've been having some weird hours, trying to keep up with people and trying to make sure and help be there for people when they need it. So my hours of sleep have been really messed up this week. So I apologize if I missed any shows or anybody. It's been insane, in a good way. I mean, anytime you can able to talk to somebody and help them when they're dealing with anxiety and depression, it's a good thing. Yeah, Sugar Shack. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, like I said, my brain's still kind of on the sleepy mode. So
a Sugar Shack.
yeah, you put a little bed in the back. You can call it the Love Shack. Pour some sugar on me, Love Shack. There you go.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I canceled. Needed a break this week, but couldn't turn down
Yeah,
the
that's what I
UK
was gonna
Babe
say. I
show.
thought he
Yeah,
canceled. I think
yeah.
I remember that because I think I woke up feeling guilty and I saw you cancel. It's like, oh, thankfully.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
thinking.
I was thankful.
I was thinking of the one he did with Chris, but that's the last one he did. Oh, yeah, so.
Yep. Well, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
We have people everywhere trying to step up and do different things. We're seeing a lot more of this movement for the positivity. I've seen a lot more of that. I
good
know
deal.
our UK friends and stuff like Legion and Breeze Tones and everybody. I was on Amigos and Co on Monday, and you're seeing a lot more of this push toward positivity and
Good
mental
deal.
awareness, and basically checking in on people, and that's something to keep going. It doesn't have to stop within the family of the vape
Yeah.
community, but reach beyond that.
Yeah, and it only takes a few seconds whether you're you know people that are going through some stuff. Find them on social
Shine.
media, and just give them a shout. There's a lot of people out there dealing with a lot of stuff that need a little support right now. So just a message or just a like would be appreciated. I'm sure.
Kentucky Shine says it can't stay long. Just want to say hi and send some love. You know what?
Oh, thank you.
Also,
We
Kentucky
appreciate
Shine,
that.
thank you for being here. Send some love too to the Garrity's with Nick being in the hospital and everything. They could use it. I'm sure Angela's
Yeah.
dealing with a lot more than she's letting everybody know. So having to hold it together for the kids. I'm sure it's got to be quite stressful. So a little extra love goes a long ways.
Yep.
So. Oh yeah, Big G. How is your wife doing?
Yeah, that is a good question.
Yeah. You never really responded to me the other day, and I get it. But the question's in my head, and it has been ever since. So, I mean, I worry about everybody. That's just kind of my
Yeah.
thing. Matthew Welsh, hello. How you doing? Um,
Yeah, I was bummed. I missed Saturday's show, but I just was not feeling well.
I figured.
I was telling Tim about it. Here's the story about it. Make sure you don't go to your local establishment after they've been closed down 4 days and get you an ice cream. Pretty sure that's what happened.
Those
So
weren't green Jimmies.
they weren't.
They were supposed to be brown Jimmies. They just turned green.
Oh, ugh. Yeah, but that's what happened. So
You should have known
you know,
because when they're fuzzy, that's not the way they come in a package.
it's not. So, anyways, yeah, a little food poisoning, but I come over it. It's not going to keep me down. But back on
Just
track.
quickly, when with the chat, let me know and say in chat if you are planning on doing some gardening this summer. And I'm kind of curious on different crops and stuff because I'm actually trying to figure out the field across on the other side. I got like a 2-acre field that I was really trying to figure out what to plant there that would be beneficial. And if anyone has it's easy to grow in a field that's just been basically brush hog and grass. That's it for ever since we've lived here. Just trying to figure out something to make it more useful, especially
Yeah.
during this year, and maybe do the farm stand like my neighbor wants me to do because he wants to bring stuff down too. But other than that, to donate to the food shelf because I
Yeah.
mean, I usually try to help out whenever I can over there.
Yeah. Oh, Jake Scribus said this Sunday is his and his wife's 6th anniversary.
That's right. That is coming up. And guess what else is this weekend? On Sunday. I'll give you a hint. It's in our intro. Has a little to do with music.
Oh, the Winter Doldrums are coming up.
Yeah, the
Yes,
Winter
that's great.
Doldrums are this weekend. So get your
Yep.
tickets for $5, or you can donate more. Even if you can't show up, it's for a good cause for suicide awareness and prevention. They donate to a really good organization that helps out. I mean, obviously Michelle Dundheim is usually the one that leads this, but she's also gotten some help from a few other people this year. And
Thank you,
if
Addie, for putting that link in
there
there.
it is.
Appreciate
There it
that.
is. Thank you, Addie. Save me from having to look it up. So, yeah, reach out to that, and if you can donate more, donate more. It's for a good
Yeah.
reason. This year, more than any year in the past, it's the most important probably ever to have that they have good funding.
Well, what I was excited about to hear Michelle say is that, because she was on with the Misfits, is that she said that even after this year, hopefully when things get back to normal and they can kind of, be in the same place to play together, that they were going to try to do the online so you could watch it at the same time, which is an awesome thing.
Yep.
So it just reaches more people. It gets the message out there more, and helps the cause more, which is, by
And
the way, is suicide education and prevention.
And thank you for the Jangles link as well. But with the Dime thing, also you got a week to 2 week window, maybe longer, to watch it, so you're not stuck watching it right during this time frame. They will be live to announce it. The music, most of it's pre-recorded, but it's not live because it would have been an absolute nightmare logistically to try and plan it that way. But they will be introducing it live, and it'll be new. It hasn't been released, so
Hey, Disco Potatoes in the house. If you have
you go.
not checked out the 510 Connection with Disco Potato and Hooked on Funk, make your way over there to their YouTube channel. Check that out. They are doing an excellent show. I'm really enjoying watching some of that content as they go over some of those things. Just
She's
really
got
good.
like this positive energy to her. You notice
She
that?
does.
She really does. I'm not trying to make you blush or anything, but yeah, you do have this positive energy to you that I didn't realize until the first time I saw you on a live. It's like, you walk away going, yes, so yeah, definitely tune into that. It'll make you feel better. She's just one of those people. So it always has positivity, like, feel to her. And Big G too. I mean, I know you've been doing a lot lately. I'm still waiting for the lightsaber battles and stuff to come out on your channel. Start doing you guys put together some games and stuff like that. The Star Wars or Star Trek based. Star Wars versus Star Trek is a really good one because then you get controversy as well. I mean, let's go. That's something to look forward to this spring. I'm expecting, please.
Lando's in the house. Hey, Lando, how's it going?
Lando. Yep. The What in a Horror podcast will be going up again this week. That we record that later tonight.
What indeed is in the horror for this week?
This week's a little bit in the zombie realm. I'll let you know. I'll give a little spoiler. Yeah, both movies are zombie movies. All right. One's a classic, so there's another tidbit too. So we're guaranteed at least one of them is good. So
you heard it here first, ladies. If you want a guy that wants you for your brains, get a zombie.
Yep. Reminds me of the Fido one. You ever see Fido? It's shot like it's an old one, but he's got like this pet zombie named Fido. And that's all I can think of now is like what you want is a zombie pet zombie named Fido. I won't get into it, but we'll get into it on the show. You'll hear. But yeah. But that is such a weird movie because you watch it, it's like, okay. Yeah. That said, now that's coming springtime. We can start planning ahead. Obviously, we're still going to have some restrictions on where to go, what to do. So try to make plans on doing things like have a vacation, at-home vacations maybe, but at-home vacations that you can kind of work around. Actually, there's a really good plot and part of them that I will give a little spoiler about. Like you can set up your home almost like it is a vacation spot. Why not if you have a spare room or a spare bedroom or even in a living room, just set it up like you're going to like a beach or something like that. I mean, you can go so far as if you can get if you don't mind a mess afterwards, get yourself like a beach, one of those little kid toy things and fill it full of sand. You guys could lay in the sand together, sit in chairs, whatever you need to do. Put one in the middle and put your drinks in.
I mean, that's what tarps are for, right? So you put some tarps in your living room, and you tape the edges so they don't leak. Put some sand down. Put your feet in the sand. A little lawn chair.
Tape the edges. Now, that'd be a good one because
any
experience with a tarp and trying to keep dirt from the floor in my houses, it's never worked. But pillow fort, I was saying that that is a great idea. I was talking to Jangles about that. I mean, his daughter's a little older than that, but speaking of. If he watches this on replay, his daughter is such a good, sarcastic kid. I love her to death. She reminds me a lot of my kid. Just that sarcastic nature. It's just, yes. So
it's Matthew Welch says pillow fort.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with a pillow or blanket fort.
No. I've actually contemplated more than once of building figuring out a way to make like a block igloo out of boxes. Thought about doing that, but then afterwards I realized I have to just harass it. Funny story. So I had underneath the coffee table was a little shelf, right? Just before the show. So I keep my gum in there, my spare packs of gum, my spearmint gum. Had that in there, still in the plastic package, but I'd taken a pack out. Well, all of a sudden I hear a bunch of noise. Look down. The cat was pulling out the gum and dropped the big pack of gum and dropped on the floor because it's a plastic container. It reminds me of its treats. That was just hilarious. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things that kind of made my day. It's like, you fool. It just made my day. sometimes animals doing really weird, strange things can help you. I mean, I don't know
Huh?
who in here exactly has animals, but
Thanks, Kentucky. We appreciate it.
yeah,
We'll
the
see you.
zombies as pets movies just suck. Yeah, Kentucky, you take care. Um, have one for me because I can't typically drink the beers and stuff because I never know what one's going to give me headaches. At some point, I will get the rundown and figure out what it is, but I'm not in a hurry. Especially with having to count my carbs, that's not exactly one road I really want to go down too much. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, you only have one cat. Think about having five. It's constant entertainment.
yeah, well, yeah. I've watched some of the entertainment. It's been a while since I've seen them launch from the corner to your shoulder, but that was hilarious. It had to hurt though. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
we are
we're
lucky.
uh we're making a little trek. It's not a big trek, but we're gonna go on a little trek tomorrow. We're gonna go down and meet with some friends and have some it's called Los Huevos. And so it's like Mexican breakfast. So, a little something different, to meet with some friends. They've all isolated and there's nothing going on with them, but it's just nice to get out and make a little trek. It's I'm telling you, the agoraphobia, it gets real. Staying in the house.
Well, I have been talking to some people about that. That's another thing to be aware of. People that weren't agoraphobic before,
Hmm.
it's developing in people because they've gotten so used to being home. Plus, with the fear of the pandemic, it kind of brings it out, especially like knowing Nick Garrity and Jangles
Yeah.
and all these things have happened. Seeing Jenny go through it and others go through it, you see all this happening and you realize, okay, so this is kind of real. So yeah, a little nervous. So to be aware of it, but at the same time, try to at least get yourself out some. You don't want to
Yeah.
completely get to the point where you're afraid to leave your house completely.
I mean, I know we all think we're or sometimes guys think we're bulletproof, but I mean, I'm on my 30th anniversary of my 20th birthday, so I can't, I've got to watch what goes on. So I'm super careful. I go out of the house because my wife shouldn't. She's compromised with being a past cancer patient. So, um, it's just, I take all the proper precautions. Now I can only do what I can do. I see people that are not, and I wish that they would. But
Yeah, like Jake has to get out. There's people that are kind of on the front lines and just that's the thing. Be polite, respectful, and give the space that should be required, and do what you need to do to try and keep them safe as well, especially them, because the people that are out there on the front lines are taking the risk every day, and the
yeah,
most important people to be nice to. We went into a store today, and the cashier, I think it was Dollar Tree, so we stopped in quick because I realized I needed to pick up some pork rinds because they're zero carb. So I picked them up and I went in there, and on the way out, she was just so jolly and happy and everything and talkative. It's like, well, since I've actually seen anyone at the counter that's been like that, forwardly, really in a good mood and trying to strike a positive conversation. Like you said before, sometimes you have to bring it out of them. And in
yeah,
this case, it was before I was the one that walked in there like a drone, and before I left, I was like, felt better when I walked away. And when
yeah.
they can do that to you,
Well,
remember to do that for them. Be,
yeah. I don't have any problem playing the clown as long as I make somebody laugh. Nobody laughs, it's no fun. So,
I want to see the makeup. No. No,
um,
speaking of
Jake
makeup,
Scrapwood.
oh, go ahead.
Jake Scrapwood was talking about he can't believe he lost his pupper 6 months ago. Yeah, we have it kind of hits home because we have a livestock guardian that's 11 that started to suffer from some bad arthritis. So we're going to be picking one up from a rescue, and so it can kind of get trained and ready for. I think we're getting goats again. So
And
it's
that's another thing. Losing an animal, it seems harder now when they become such a more important part of your life during this. I mean, they're always important, but when you feel it more right now. I know. Shout out to Kris Lethal Coils. He just had to put his dog down as well. And there's others I know that have lost pets during this. Tolomac not too long
Mhm.
ago as well. And all these people, when you lose your pets, remember the fact that you gave them a good life because you cared for them. Um,
Yeah.
I know they feel like family. It's gonna be hard. For me, my German Shepherd when he passed away a couple years ago now. He was literally my shadow. I couldn't be out of his sight at any point in time. If I was outside, he had to be laying where he could see me. He didn't care if he was right up against me. He'd stay back so he wouldn't get hit with a welter or anything like that. Sparks. And it's just when you get an animal that gets that close to you, they're more than family. They're like an extension of you. That's also a good thing to get a pet, a good reason to have a pet, especially during the pandemic, because you're stuck home more anyways. And it's really hard to come home and have your animal love on you and not kind of have some of the anxieties of the day melt away. Even if you're just going or, gas, whatever you need, necessities. When you leave and you got that anxiety coming home, I know John and I both really deal with that a lot. Anxiety in stores and stuff, even before the pandemic. So now it's just magnified.
I want to touch on a point. Discontest is exactly spread those positive vibes. I think so many times we go out and we think, well, that guy was an asshole and that lady was an asshole, blah, blah, blah. But, you have to, be the change that you want to see in the world. You have to spread the positive vibes if you want positive vibes to be out there. Right? So it's like filling your tank, right? If you want to drive your car, you have to have gas in it, right? If you want to see some kind of change from people, because it's a chain reaction, if you make somebody's day better, they go make somebody's day better, they're a little cheered up. Hopefully it goes on like that. I believe that. You got to get it out there and put it out yourself. And it takes a little effort. We're not always going to wake up and say today is a bright, sunshiny day. But, when you make the trip out, when you see, and even if you don't, just those within your household, be positive. Compliment them. Tell them they look good, or whatever, that might be. Put it out there and it'll come back. I believe that. You've got to put the extra effort out there.
And here's a bonus. Okay. Say it's someone you think is being a complete, like you said, asshole. That's when it's really tough to do. If they cut me off in traffic, that's different because then you're potentially trying to kill me on accident because you're being that way. But in a store, if they're trying to kind of acting that way, be extra nice to them. There's two-edged fork on that. One, it might melt them down, even if it's not right then and there later on. Or if it doesn't melt some of that ice off, then you get to irk them even more because you being nice to them while they're being a jerk. To those people that are really potentially trying to be a jerk, it will just drive them crazy, and you still win. You win, no matter what you do if you're nice to them.
Well, one of the ultimate cures for not being able to have road rage is find yourself a bumper sticker or make yourself a bumper sticker that says "Be kind" and put it on your car. So how are you going to have that on your car and then road rage and yell at somebody?
Well,
I just couldn't do it.
I've got the little stick figure, doing wrong things with it. So you get that, and then underneath it says, "The Empire doesn't care about your stick figure family," and it's got the shooting down all the stick figures. So it's like, and it goes together really well, and it kind of sums up my personality with it. So, you got to have some humor. Like I said, Disco Potato, you are a perfect example of that because just the energy you give off. I mean, I saw it in chat a little bit, but you can't feel it through chat. But watching you for the first time live, I remember saying, wow, is she like that all the time? Because she's got this energy, like vibrating like energy. And that's such a great thing to see. And, we're seeing less of that high energy. And sometimes it's fake, but you also see it in certain people and it's real. And I have a feeling she's like that in real life all the time, for the most part. Tell me if you're faking it because I need to know. Because if you are, then you're doing a great job. So, but yeah, that said, we got that going on. We got as long as everything's okay. I need Texas Mom to just get her second shot, but she should be on this Saturday, unless like she has any reactions and isn't feeling well. Because I'm definitely not going to push her if that's the case. We're going to do like a little bit of discussion of the aftermath of what happened in Texas and still stuff going on like. And I hate to say it, but they're still doing the post-mortem checking. They're still finding people. And that's kind of a sad situation, but it's also got some things it taught teach you that things are not so bad as well too, because you're gonna be thankful what you did have. So we're gonna do a little of that, and we're gonna do a little prequel to discuss some of the stuff that's gonna come up in April charity live for the autism awareness.
That's right.
So
April we will have the autism awareness, and then May the Misfits will have the charity live for their mental health awareness.
Yep.
And over there, so we're gonna have a couple busy months coming up, but that's okay.
We are, but it's for good reasons, good causes.
Yeah.
Just like I beg you guys, if you can, even if you're not gonna watch it, like $5 or something, or a little bit more to the Winter Doldrums is just, it means a lot to a lot of people, and it's very important. And plus, it's live music. It's live on stream anyway. And I don't know about you, but I could really go for that. When we heard twice now, I got to hear Emily Drinker live. Who was the other one on? I watched it on Stan's channel first, and then she was just on the Misfits. Just played on the Misfits last weekend. And it was just that energy you get from live music. I mean, you don't realize it if you ever do go to like local concerts and stuff, which my friend got me into going with him to watch the local concerts, and it's kind of got that feel to it. And Emily Drinker really gave out that vibe where you're supporting the local artists, listening to them play, and it's just it's nothing like it. It's not the same as like even going to a major rock concert or something doesn't give you that same feel.
Right.
We used to have in upstate New York, I'm pretty sure that Addie probably knows about this, a bluegrass festival. Same type of thing where they all get together and play, and it gives you that real big energy. And they have different versions of it. They have a rock one, but the bluegrass festival is one of the big ones that you get a lot of people just trying to go out and relax and have a good time. And that's what we kind of need to do is spread it. And there you go, Emily Drinker. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Addie. I always forget Addie has links for everything. It's so amazing.
He does. He's the Swiss Army of links.
Yep. And yeah, if you go to the Misfits, just look at their last episode and you'll see on last Sunday, and she's on there and plays live.
So I know, in that same vein where we're talking about that, I think sometimes people are like, oh, local music, I don't know, folk music, Hey, there's a lot, the Lumineers, there's a lot of those kind of bands out there that are folky, but not the old time folky. We're not picking out the banjos and the mouth harmonicas or the mouth harps. This is kind of the new folk music. There'll be some of that, and there'll be a little bit of everything. But the music, like Tim was saying, go watch that episode. The music that Emily Drinker does who's just going to be one of the artists, was just awesome. And so it's for a really good cause. We're going to stream it on our TV so we can watch it.
The same thing.
Yeah. So it's really for a good cause. And, local music is really where it's at. Everybody has their favorite, like, big artists that got signed by a record label. That's probably 2% of what the real music scene is. Just going out and seeing artists that's what they do. They love music and they play it because they love it, not necessarily be famous or to make a lot of money, but they love music. And so so important to support that, and like we said, it's for a good cause.
And it can get a little bit better coverage for different types of music, because everybody has their favorite genres. Addie, do you have the link for Adam's music for his band? Because
Adam Pilarski,
yeah, he's actually got his music that's a little more hardcore, and if there are people who are fans of it, and I have to admit, and he did this cover for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is better than the original. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. We got a lot of talent in the community.
We do.
So I appreciate that.
I would like to see some of these people picking up the guitars again, like James Franklin he picked up his ukulele again to play for a little bit, but trying to get these people to play again. They haven't picked it up for a while. And it's amazing. Like I had Ozzer on last week, and honestly, I never heard him sing till last week. His mic, obviously doing a live, trying to balance the mic and the guitar was a little bit off, but his voice was very good. And he did the cover for Oasis, Stand By Me, and it's like, that's a good song. That was a perfect song for the show. And that made me very happy. And he'll be on for more, and he's willing to play more variety of songs and stuff as well. So we'll get him on again. And I'd love to have.
There's
And Adam has said he'd be on at some point too.
awesome.
So there's two musicians right there, and I would like to get them on every once in a while to try and break it up and give us a little bit of live entertainment, make
Sure.
people smile. Let me know if there's a particular genre or a musician that's maybe available that might be willing to play that you know. I mean, or any of you that play that I don't even know
So
about.
let's see if we can't find a Star Wars band.
Yes. Preferably in full costume.
Futhless Record, thank you for that recommendation. I will look that up. I always like recommendations on artists that I haven't heard of or songs. We live, talking about music. We live in a time now that is unlike any other, and what I mean by that is that if you're home right now is the perfect time to curate songs from your past that trigger many memories that are nice. Look those up on Spotify or whatever your major song platform is. Thank you. It took me a minute there. But yeah, whatever your platform is, look it up and just discover some old songs that you love or some new songs that you'll like,
And put them in a playlist.
Music is a big healer. Yeah.
If it gives you a certain give yourself a memory lane, maybe that makes you sad, but maybe remember things.
Yeah.
Make that a separate playlist than maybe your happier memory playlist.
Sure.
And make sure you get in those ones that give you the feels, like Silver Spoon for me. Like I said, it hits my feels for my dad and my son. So it's one of those ones, but I need it every once in a while to give me that. There's no way not to cry with that. Even if I don't show it on the outside, I am inside. But at the end, it kind of is almost a cleansing feeling, which sometimes you need to shed that. I mean, and there's other times where I avoid that song like the plague because I'm already in a bad space and it's just going to push me over the top. So you got to be aware of where you're at and what you need. And sometimes it will surprise you. You'll listen to something, and I'm nowhere saying music, but movies do the same thing. I mean, this old movies and stuff like that. Anything has memories. If Big G will ever get that lightsaber battle out, I'm pretty sure that'll be like one of those on replay things constantly. I mean, come on, let's do it. Yeah, I love you, Big G. Actually, I love all of chat. Everyone in chat, you're all family to me, and it means a lot. These people in our chats and other chats, and not everybody here is in chat at the moment that will most likely watch the replay. You know who you are, and it doesn't. Even if we haven't talked, if you are on the right plane of existence and trying to help people, be a part of people, or trying to get help yourself, we're all family in a way. As long as you're. I mean, there are people out there that just want to make people miserable, and there are these people, like we were talking about in the store. But be nice to them, because that to them is about the equivalent of you. If you're mean to them, they're like, "Yeah, I got what I wanted." But if you're nice to them, they're like, "Oh."
Well, so we've talked about this before, maybe even only briefly when we've been on this. But one of the secrets of life is that everybody is dealing with something, and so the outer manifestation of that a-hole that you meet in the store is just somebody that's dealing with a lot of stuff. If you have a heart for people, right, you try to understand that. It's not always the easiest thing to do. It's not always the first thing that comes to your mind, but it is the best thing to do if you have a heart for people, like I know Tim and I do, and many other people here. Just try to be a little kind, even if they're not. They're dealing with something, and especially right now, yep. We don't know what's on their plate.
Addie did put out the call to action for the vape mail ban comment period. For those in the vape community that are watching, please fill that out, because even though it's not necessarily going to change it, it gives us better chance at changing legislation, or at least the more commenting and the more pushback you give on any legislation, even after the fact, the more that they realize there are people that care, they're less likely to try and push further and more stuff. So it's always a positive thing to stand up for what you believe in, even if it's after the fact, and it might be pointless, but it's still at the same time, it's not as pointless as doing nothing.
True.
Fu- Oh, pretty much all genres. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm that way too. I have a wide range, but I will admit, when I heard Emily Drinker for the first time, I was thinking more folky. When I think folk, I'm thinking like the Bluegrass Festival. They play a lot of folky like music too, and that's what I
You,
was
you you
thinking.
you were thinking Hank Williams Senior instead of
Yeah,
Junior, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
It surprised me a lot. It actually had that almost. I mean, I know it wasn't southern, but it had that southern like almost. Uh, Trying to think of a good lyricist. Yeah, like Leonard Skinner. That, you know how they just their vocals kind of told a story, and that's kind of where we
Hmm.
were at with Emily Drinker. It's like that has much better experience than I expected. Even though the live experience, it could have been folky music. I think
Yeah.
it still would have brought that inner child out of me. So
Yep. But yeah, music is the great healer.
yeah, yeah. Her Lady Liberty's father who passed away. Those are two of his favorite songs. So
Mm.
well, so yeah, I mean memories of that. I mean, but every once in a while we need that, and if we know we're in a bad situation and we're not doing so well, maybe not at that time. But maybe, I mean, sometimes if you know it works for you, do whatever makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And this spring, if you do have a garden or anything, plan it ahead of time. Get what you need ahead of time if you can, and just I mean, if you are able to self sustain a little bit on your own, at the same time, give yourself like a hobby like gardening, even if it's a window garden for some herbs.
Hmm.
You know, herb gardens are great for like if you want some fresh cilantro. Cilantro is easy to grow, by the way. So is basil. And not just a window garden, but get yourself an arrow garden. I will tell you, cilantro and basil in an arrow garden will grow like crazy. You won't believe how much you get out of it. You'll be overwhelmed with it in no time. And those are those were the best growing things I ever put in the arrow garden when I grew the herbs. It's like literally, it's like okay, it's growing. I can snip a little bit. Next thing you know, oh my god, I don't have room for all this. I can't eat all this.
I've got to make it a bunch of Italian food. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I want. I think we still have some in a jar from that dried and put away. It's like we couldn't do it. It was insane, but it was good. I mean, having it fresh is great,
Sure.
and it also gives you like something to watch after. Like the air garden's perfect because you don't have to watch it every day. It's more like you check on it because it's something you're creating.
Yeah.
But I mean, the more advanced air gardens, this is like the first gen or second gen that I had, that I have two of. But if you get one of those and you run them, they're not really expensive to run. The LED systems are extremely cheap. They're a little expensive to buy, but once you ever, and it's a hobby.
Hmm.
And that's just a suggestion if you can't do a window garden, like, and you or if you want to be able to grow something in the wintertime in your house, and it only takes up a little bit of counter space or shelf space. That's it.
You know, I laugh. I have a memory of a boss I used to have when I was younger, and he would put out banana trees in the summertime.
Oh, basil,
And when
right?
it got cold, we had to help him dig up the banana trees, like root ball it, and take it to his warehouse where he had the whole, climate controlled, and they would grow all year long until it was warm again, and then we would bring them back out and plant them.
So what I heard was bananas have balls. That's what I heard.
That's true. Yes, they do have root balls. Yeah.
Okay, okay, and a banana.
And a banana is almost the world's
Enough
perfect
said.
food.
It is, however, if anyone likes this kind of thought process, you realize today's bananas do not taste like bananas.
This is true.
They're not
Those
really
are
bananas.
extinct.
Yes, those are extinct. The closest thing is a plantain, actually, to banana flavor. The original, real, what they think is the original banana flavor, because they don't really know.
So big blue box retailer, right? You know who I'm talking about?
They do.
You, big box retailer. Their stores are blue. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No. Oh, blue boxes. Sounds familiar.
Big retailer. Their stores are blue on the outside.
Wally World.
Okay, yeah, okay. I didn't want to say it because they're not sponsoring the show or anything. Until they do, we won't say their name. But anyways, the their number
We
one product, their number one product is bananas. They sell the
we're
most of any. That's what they sell the most of.
we're gonna get 50-cent gift cards in the mail. They're sponsored. No, that's actually funny because Lady Liberty used to work at the subway down here at the corner, and
Hmm.
they also have it's a truck stop, and they have this big banana stack thing that they have in there. And they go through a lot of them, but at the same
Yeah.
time, they have to get so many to keep that thing full that they go bad. And we've made some banana bread out of them before and stuff here, and it's just
So
they go through a lot of bananas. So it's funny how they sell so many.
here's a trick. I'm going to pass on a secret for people that like to eat bananas. Okay, if you'll get your banana, some people take it by the stem. Now this is content you won't get anywhere else. Okay, so some people take it by the stem and they peel it down. Right, they break it off and peel it back, and that's how they eat it. Some people start like the monkeys do, right at the tip, and peel it back, and so they use the stem as a handle. But if you will take the banana and just put a little pressure on it, the side will pop like a seam, and then you can get a little banana out of it, and then it's like a portable food. You can just stick it in your pocket because it's already in the peel. So once again, bananas to the rescue.
And to keep your bananas fresh, your banana plants fresh, you just grab it by the balls and transport it. Got it.
That's correct. This is
Yep.
what we've learned today. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good show. We still got at least like near 10 minutes left. Um, by the way, for anybody in the community, I know everybody in chat knows this. Anyways, I mean that everybody in chat that's been talking knows this because I recognize you all from being in there. Grim going to be on for the vlog tonight in just about a half an hour after we're done, and let's just go in there and have a good time and make sure we mention some of this so we can confuse him in chat. You know,
Right.
that'll be so much fun because when we do that and he's like, he doesn't realize it for a while. He's like, "What's up with all this?" And he looks, and you know that look. All of us know it, and we all laugh at it because I see us afterwards. You see us laughing so hard, and that's just through the chat. And I can't imagine what's going on at home because I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but I literally am sometimes laughing myself to almost death. So let's do a few of these things tonight. Let's make a
That
goal. Make him smile. Make him laugh because he could use it too. So
that
yeah.
is true, Fuzzstrucker. Bananas they put off a gas that will ruin the rest of the bananas in the bunch. So
Yep.
sometimes if you keep them separated, they will last longer. Just another piece of information.
Yeah, and like a soda six pack, supposedly keeps it fresh longer. Yeah. Um, Also, if you separate a six pack of soda or separate a six pack of beer, if you're a beer drinker, you're less likely to drink that whole six pack in one sitting. Therefore, you make it last longer.
No, no, no. When you take a beer out, the one that you have is the handle for the other five, so you can carry it around.
Well, yeah, that's why they don't last very long.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah. I'm trying to be a conservationist here. You're trying to
Okay.
be the opportunist.
Well, I bought a can smasher for out on the porch, so I've got to put that thing to use.
Yeah, it's funny how.
Recycle, everybody.
Yep, recycling is a good thing. I'm, yeah, that's actually true. She probably will hear about that for the next like 4 days because that actually made me laugh more than it should have. So, and that was my
Sorry,
fault.
Cassie.
They took it there. I just couldn't help myself. Actually, you didn't do it. It was my fault. I created the issue. You said something completely innocent, and it just ding dong in my head. It's like, oh great, yeah. I won't be able to
Sometimes
get that done now.
sometimes it goes there.
Yeah, but I mean, that's it. Homework for everybody that's in this chat here that is going to go over to the vlog tonight.
Uh-huh.
Let's try to make one way or another Don't care how you do it. Let's make him laugh out loud on the screen. Start laughing. Because that's, I mean, I haven't seen him really break character and laugh really well in a little while. And I think he needs it. So,
Yep. Little banana balls.
or something else. You can go the other ways. You don't have to go to banana balls. Banana, you got to grab it by the balls. So, yay.
Yep.
That's how you move a banana tree. Yep. Yeah. We learned something new that's very not okay. So
The more you know.
I didn't see any suggestions in chat on what to grow in a field. Thought about corn, but corn can be a pain if you don't have all the equipment to put everything in.
That is true.
So that could be a little tough. And I don't want to sit out there with the little rototiller I have and try to rototill a whole field of corn. I'll be out there for 6 weeks, nonstop, 24 hours a day.
Hey, Kira's in chat. Hi,
There's
Kira.
Kira. Hi, Kira. You should watch the replay to find out how you move your bananas properly. And yes, you grab them by the balls. So yeah, it's a true thing. It's a real thing. John's taught us something tonight.
I do what I can.
Yep. And it's good to see you here. I hope everything's going well. I know Sean was live earlier on Twitch, and you know, and yep, there's Kira's channel if anybody's interested in watching some reviews. You put it in. It wasn't Addie. It was you this time. So, yep. Interested in watching some reviews from a lady over there in the UK. So.
Oh, Futha says you could grow some alfalfa and track deer.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. Not to mention, we have the bunny, we have the goat, and the chicken would eat it too, alfalfa. So that would actually be great. It kind of grows almost like a hayfield over there anyway, but
Yeah,
that does still not as good.
Right.
But it wouldn't be hard if you could get the layer down, and I can get a few loads of manure from the local farm down here put down and put that on. It would stop the growth of the original grass, and you'd get nice fresh, and you could grow alfalfa. That's not a bad idea. I like that idea.
What
And
was
it
it
would
the
be
banana? What was it the bananas had?
Bananas, what?
What was it the bananas had?
The bananas themselves are fine, but if you need to move the
Okay.
banana trees, you got to grab them by the balls.
Okay. All right. I just wondered.
That's what you said. You told us this. You have to watch the replay if you want to know exactly what that means. It's a real thing. Although it sounds a lot worse than right now. So, yeah. People are going to watch this later and try to fast forward and be like, what?
What? That's right. You have to be here for the whole thing. You can get all the references and everything. So,
Just go potato. And yes, you are great. I mean, it's watching some, as a family, we get to see these people. And I feel terrible that I don't have enough time in my life to watch everybody all the time that I want to see because on live. Because I prefer being live. I don't know about everybody else, but I mean, replays are okay, but the live is where it's at.
that's true.
And watching like Disco Potato. And if you're part of the Grim Green Patreon and you're able to listen to the podcast that these guys do, Casey and Michelle and Disco Potato do, oh my God. Yeah. Let's just say you won't be bored listening to that.
No.
You may scratch your head a few times and wonder where that came from, but you're not going to be bored. No, there's some energy there that's just, you guys are funny. I love it. And sometimes it's serious talk, but it sounds not serious at the same time. Kind of like we just did with the bananas.
True.
You were saying it seriously. You were right. But at the same time, there was a joke to be had there, and I couldn't let it go. So. Yeah. You can see chat tonight. And not just Nick, but you're going to see everybody else there trying to figure out what's going on. Like, what? Oh. All right. I am centered. I am self-centered, right? That's how is that the right mantra? No. No. Yeah, it's about time to switch over here in a minute, so we're gonna say goodbye soon. But love you guys. This has been a fun chat tonight, by the way.
Yeah,
Disco
it
Potato,
has.
you're always a lot of fun when you're here, and it's in any chat. Addie, we love you to death. Fatherless Rucker. Let's see who else. Heroes here.
Curious there.
I'm trying to remember who else is here. When Tucky Shine was here earlier,
Yeah.
and Big G was here.
Big G.
To me, this is the family I choose to be around. I wish this pandemic thing was a real thing and we could see each other like at a convention or just happen to get together in some area. I really do miss this. Like I said, I'm hoping that this summer, regardless of what's going on, I should be able to travel to visit my family. And while I'm out there, I'm going to try and at some point see Addie, Tooney, and I'm going to try at some point to go see Logan, Exhales. I'm going to go visit them this summer on the bike, if nothing else, and say hi to them because, they're family. They really are. And they also grew up near where I grew up. So it's not just, there's kind of like this, it's like the true upstate New York thing, like we talked about again. Albany's not true upstate, but they grew up in more like a true upstate. So it's kind of like, that's rural, the rural living, not living near the city, not living in the city, in this burbs, whatever. And Albany's kind of like one of those little surrogate cities, smaller one. No, living where they live is more like my kind of people that I'm used to living around. Although I did grow up where there's more cows than people, so that explains a lot, people. I mean, all we had to talk to is cows that go moo, and that's it. We couldn't teach them to talk any other way. We tried. Cow tipping was a thing.
You needed those Chick-fil-A cows.
Yeah, we had all dairy cows there, but it was also that's where a lot of the cheeses in the Northeast come from there for the for Kraft cheese. I mean, that's where the big plant is right where I grew up. So that's where I grew up. If anybody's wondering why I'm so strange, that's why I blame growing up in Lewis County, New York. That's it. End of story.
Okay.
And anybody that is watching this and has grew up with me would probably back that up. I'll tell you for sure. Yeah, we are what we came from, in a one way or another. Sometimes we become the opposite of that because we came from there, but still.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Be happy, be good to each other. Let's make Grim Green laugh tonight. Let's do that if we can. Put a smile on his face. Addie, keep doing what you're doing. Love you, brother. It's just means so much to us to see you in so many chats, spreading so much information, helping out so much. And let's really push those winter doldrums. Talk to your friends and family. Get them in on it if they have a little extra money, even if it's someone who isn't necessarily going to watch. If they are willing to donate, it's for a very good cause. We haven't gotten the suicide numbers in. They're still holding them close to the belt. Have you noticed they're not releasing them still?
Sure. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Which is, we know why. The numbers are extremely exasperatingly high compared to ever before.
Yeah.
So this is a good time to really, I can't think of a better cause right now, to be honest with you.
It's true.
So, and yeah, the Discord there is for anybody if needs to talk and hang out if they're having issues. I know Jangles is, I'm pretty sure by the way I talked to Jangles, that helped him quite a bit getting in there, just, during a few rough times.
Yeah.
Having someone to talk to. And let's send out those good vibes to Angela Garrity. Garrity, because I'm sure happiness, even if she doesn't get a chance to respond to you because she's overwhelmed with everything.
Yeah.
Once she finally gets to log in and see all these well wishes, it should help her out a big deal. I know it helped my brother when everybody did it after he lost his unborn child. It helped a lot when he got that off the Facebook. And Grim Green's actually the one that initiated that the most. He mentioned it in chat, and we had a lot of response. And a lot of people from his chat jumped over and actually posted on my brother's prayer page. Yeah. And my brother actually told me that helped a lot, to think that people that didn't even know him were so willing to be so nice and caring. It made a lot of difference to him. So a little bit of kindness goes a long ways, even if they don't know who you are.
That's awesome.
But love you all. You have a good night. I'm going to put up that the Dull Dime thing again at the end here, the music a little bit. You can log out if you want, or you can listen to the music. It drives Lady Liberty nuts because it makes her think she wants pina coladas, so I have to do it. So other than that, love you guys. And I'll see you guys in some of the chats here soon, I hope. Peace.